I know it's hard, I know it's complicated, but I promise you've been waiting here forever. I had a much to say, but you're not here with me. No, we're invincible, like fire in the snow. Trust me when I say you're my beautiful world, and I'm feeling it all. We should make an effort. It's true you're so far away, and it's true you don't feel the same. But if you take my hand, we can try and go back, starting from scratch. I won't let you go. No, I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go. No, baby, I will not, because I still believe that you're my gravity. You will never be what I expected. Different frequencies, that's why we ain't connected. You know I will make it through. I got nothing to lose but you. It's true you're so far away, and it's true I can feel the same. It's another day, you know you want me to stay, but I go my way. I won't let you go. No, I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go. No, baby, I will not, because I still believe that you're my gravity, that you're my gravity. You're calling out my name, but the echo numbs your pain. Sorry, but more than just a shadow, I'm more than just a man. You don't care how I feel, you don't know how I feel. No, you don't know how I wash away the sorrow till my heart can beat again. You're my gravity. No, you're my gravity. I will let you go. The only thing that I know, you were my gravity, but now I had to leave. I will let you go. Why do you think that I want? What do you think that I want? I know how to breathe into my gravity, into my gravity, into my gravity, into my gravity, into my gravity. I know it's hard, I know it's complicated, but I promise you've been waiting here forever. I had a much to say, but you're not here with me. No, we're invincible, like fire in the snow. Trust me when I say you're my beautiful world, and I'm feeling it all. We should make an effort. It's true you're so far away, and it's true you don't feel the same. But if you take my hand, we can try and go back, starting from scratch. I won't let you go. No, I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go. No, baby, I will not, because I still believe that you're my gravity. You will never be what I expected. Different frequencies, that's why we ain't connected. You know I will make it through. I got nothing to lose but you.
Warning: the Duracell Cup Series data file you have attempted to access is out of date. Uploading current file now.
It's a brand new car from stem to stern, and it's never been raced at these speeds.
The next gen car is opportunity.
Everything is different with the exception of like the seat, the steering wheel, and your helmet.
Unknown creates excitement.
Talking about my generation.
For the 7th time in the history of the NCAA Duracell Next Gen Cup Series, we are ready for our exhibition race to kick off the season known as the Clash. But for the first time in the inception of the series, we are ready to run it under the lights at the famed venue known as the LA Coliseum. The last 2 seasons we've run at short tracks. We've been to Bowman Gray, known as Madhouse. We've been at Slinger Speedway. The first 4 seasons, we were at Daytona, the high banks of the World Center of Racing. We took a little break in between in Season 5, but this is the 3rd straight season we have run a different short track to kick off the year. Good evening, everybody. I'm Seth Cole. Welcome to Season 8 of the NCAA Duracell Next Gen Cup Series as we get ready to maybe set the tempo for what we could see the entirety of this season, from the regular season to the All-Star race into the playoffs and eventually in the championship weekend at Michigan. Who is going to get the season kicked off with the first checkered flag? Now, there are no points on the line. There is no playoff spot up for grabs. There is no championship hanging in the balance, but there is certainly bragging rights and the opportunity for a driver to say they won the very first NCAA Duracell Next Gen Cup Series Clash at the LA Coliseum. Earlier on tonight, we had our qualifying heats. We had 20 drivers make their way into tonight's field. A lot of different experience here in the field tonight. A lot of veterans, some former champions, some non-charter drivers that we'll see make some starts during the course of the entirety of this season. A lot of rookies as well, some of which we know a little bit about, some of which we know nothing about. Should be an interesting mixed bag here tonight to see who is going to go to victory lane. Now, our 4 pole sitters for the heat races we had earlier on tonight dominated, led every lap of their respective heat, won them, took the checkered flags, and subsequently get good starting track position here tonight. Benjamin Miles won heat number 1, Levi McIntyre heat number 2, Cody Lamas heat 3, and Summer Henson heat 4, so they will make up the first 2 rows. Drivers that finish second in their heats, they start back in rows 3 and 4. Drivers that finish third, they start back in rows 5 and 6. You kind of get the gist all the way back to row number 10. So track position is going to be important here tonight, but how important? Because our heat races, they were 11 car fields. We've almost doubled that size here now with 20 drivers taking the green flag. So while track position and starting up at the front is going to be very important in the early going, if we go into a long green flag run like we saw in many of our qualifying heats earlier on tonight, those drivers that qualified up at the front of the field, guess what? They're going to be some of the first ones to encounter traffic if they reel in the tail end of the field, which could make things very interesting in terms of maybe potential battles for the lead and eventual battles for the checkered flag. Passing that we saw, at least from what we kind of garnered from our heat races as well, kind of had a little notebook, jotted down some notes of maybe some things to expect here. Passing is going to be difficult. I think the biggest way you're going to be able to make passes here tonight is if the driver you are battling is making a mistake. So a lot of drivers, they'll look to be nice and large, looming in that rearview mirror, intimidate the driver in front of them, take their focus off of the braking zones. We saw it as we've had this race weekend. There's only about maybe 5 seconds of a 14-second lap time where you are on the throttle. The rest of the time, you're either on the brake or coasting through the turns. It is a rhythm racetrack. We'll see who's going to be able to conquer it here tonight. It is rightly dubbed the LA Coliseum. When we go to Bristol or Bristol Dirt, we call it the last great Coliseum because we're going to be in for a bare-knuckle fight. It's going to be the same here tonight, and as I said, with it being non-points, these drivers might be a little bit more willing to push the edge and use that chrome horn to be able to, even if it's not for a victory, pick up that extra position. Short tracks breed short tempers. I would hate to see any rivalries carry into a big track like Daytona, but hey, you never know what might happen. All right, let's go down trackside. Let's get those famous words in motorsports, because if you're ready, I'm ready to go clash racing here tonight in the LA Coliseum.
Drivers, start your engine!
Go out there and have a good time today. Make it happen at the end, my friend. Take thumbs up here. You're ready to rock and roll. Good luck to you guys on pit road down there today.
Pace car makes the turn into pit road. He'll turn it over to Benjamin Miles and Levi McIntyre as they'll make their way down the short back stretch and into 3 and 4. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Hope you guys enjoy Season 8 of the NCRA Duracell Next Gen Cup Series as Benjamin Miles takes the first official green flag of the season. 3 wide back there. Cole Deaver, Quentin Moore, Matt Haas. As Miles not able to yet clear Levi McIntyre for the top spot. Levi hanging tough on that outside line. Half a car length advantage for Miles down the back. Cody Lamas a little wide there going into 3. Summer Henson and James Quall side by side for 4th. Almost made it 3 wide for 3rd. As Miles now clears Levi McIntyre, who tried to cross low. Now he's going to have to tuck in line into the 2nd position. We'll follow back to the battle for 3rd. Qualls on the bottom. Lamas on the top. Benjamin Snyder back there with a late dive into turn 2 on Quentin Moore. Moore looking to throw the block going into 3. Had to think better of it. Snyder was there. Qualls is going to clear into P3. Cody now looking to tuck in front of Summer Henson in the 4th position, but Henson gets to his left rear quarter panel. Top 3 single filed out. McIntyre putting the pressure back on Benjamin Miles, however, for the top position. As Summer Henson, the rookie out of Auto Junction Racing. I mentioned about the fact there are rookies we have absolutely no prior experience of seeing them on the track. Henson is one of those drivers. Ooh, look at that. Slams the door on Cody Lamas, who tried to go for the crossover, so Henson will move into 4th, and Lamas falls back to 5th. Levi was closing in on Benjamin for the top spot. Looks like a little bit of a gap has opened up since then. Entirely different lanes going into turn 3 there. Miles with a little bit wider of an arc to maybe try and get back to the throttle through the center. Levi trying to drive it in deep, really low into the entry of the corner. You saw him mess up. May have had a little brake lock up there. Going into 1 and 2 the last time by, drifted up the track. That loses him more ground to Benjamin Miles and also brings a train of cars onto his back bumper in the form of James Qualls and Summer Henson. Benjamin Miles not that far away from catching the tail end of the field. Let's go on board with the Hertz Chevrolet as he'll take us around the LA Coliseum with 10 laps, now make it 11 laps in the books. Battle is on for the lead after Miles caught that traffic there, and you saw him have to bail out of the throttle, overdriving the corner. Levi McIntyre to his inside, and Levi will go to the lead. Now Levi's going to have to deal with the traffic that are stacked up double wide in front of him. That's rookie Autumn Brooks, Jesse Turner, the 47. This time Levi overdrives the corner, and Miles will cross him over to go back to the point. James Qualls, Summer Henson waiting in the wings to see what's going to happen. Henson looking for third on Qualls. Side by side for the lead, side by side for third. This brings Cody Lamas into the mix. Benjamin Snyder is there as well, as they still are stacked up double wide there with Turner and Brooks, and that's creating a wall that these leaders cannot get through. Miles now clear back to the point. McIntyre tried to cross him. Ooh, Miles going for the block there into 3. Might have been some contact. McIntyre trying to move him out of the way. And now Levi's going to go to the front. They've gotten themselves sorted further up there. Brooks now has fallen behind Jesse Turner, so now Levi can go to work one car at a time. Qualls! Ooh, nice save there by the 70. He was making the move to the inside of Benjamin Miles. Henson was behind him and nearly hooked him into the Jersey barrier, separating the racetrack from the infield. And not only did he save it, but Qualls is going to keep the third spot on Henson and is still putting the pressure on Miles for second place. As McIntyre tries to get around Autumn Brooks. We'll go back up to the front in a minute, but some drivers now trying to make their way into the top 5. Cole Deaver running in P7, looking up ahead at this battle between Qualls, now Cody Lamas and Summer Henson. Benjamin Snyder right behind him in the 38, and then behind him another blue oval in the former champion of Chris Dollerton. Ooh, one car very wide there. That was Quentin Moore through 3 and 4. Tires starting to definitely heat up, so grip is going away. Turnability is at a minimum. That's Nick Gunther to his inside. Gunther, the defending Clash winner from one season ago when we were at Slinger Speedway, home to the Slinger Nationals. And he has now cracked the top 10 after Gunther started this race from, I believe, the 15th position. He's picked up 6 spots since the drop of the green flag. And trying to continue to work his way further up. There's RJ Bishop now to his inside. Let's jump back up to the front of the field, see how Levi McIntyre has been able to do with drivers at the tail end of the field, and no, he's not been able to catch Autumn Brooks. Instead, actually, Benjamin Miles is all over his back bumper for the top spot. Miles a little wide there through 1 and 2. McIntyre going to open up a bit of distance again. And Qualls looks to close up for third place. Just looking to see about drivers that are working their way up here through the field in the early going. And it looks like Nick Gunther, who we pointed out moments ago, has picked up the most spots since the start. Up 6 positions. Well, actually now when we checked on him, he was back in 9th as Levi. Very wide there through 1 and 2. But Gunther's lost a couple of spots since then. RJ Bishop, Quentin Moore have gotten around him. Now Gunther back to 11th, and now losing a spot to Caleb Fogler. Fogler might be the driver on the move, actually. He started shotgun on the field, and the former champ is already up to 11th place. That is a total of 9 spots he has picked up, and he is continuing to move his way forward. That point right there, we're what, 28, 29 laps in, and he just ran his fastest lap of the race. So he is moving forward. Of course, was co-champions with Stephen Pollard III and Kyle Matthews for S3 Motorsports back in Season 5. Began the streak for S3 Motorsports and their championship run. Charles Sanford followed it up the following season, Season 6. And of course, Jessica Schulten, the defending champion from last season. Fogler is on the move. This is very impressive. Another position picked up there on Quentin Moore. And Caleb Fogler has now cracked the top 10. Again, after starting last in this race. Does he have enough time is the question, if we continue to trend green, to get up here and bypass 9 more cars. As Levi McIntyre is going to complete the pass around Autumn Brooks, putting her a lap down. Autumn, one of the Mazdas, I should say, out of Garage 55 this season, will be running full-time in a non-charter capacity. She'll be attempting to qualify for the Daytona 500 next week, as now Benjamin Miles looks to bypass her. Next driver Levi McIntyre will have to deal with will be former Daytona 500 winner Matt Haas, then Kyle Matthews would be next on the list. Speaking of lists, let's take a look at what's around the turn here, presented by NSRA Paint Designs. Next week, it's all about Daytona as we kick things off with Daytona qualifying on Saturday. It'll be the Duracell Light Series drivers qualifying at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then at 4 o'clock, it's the Cup Series drivers to be spearheaded by the non-charter drivers. I believe as of right now, we've got 4 non-charter drivers that will vie for 2 available spots. And then we will have pole day qualifying immediately following that, with the 42 drivers locked into the field. Unlike last season, we will not have 2 rounds of qualifying, with the Fast 10 moving on to the final round. It'll be 1 round and 1 round only. However, we have been told that because of that this season, we will end up having an extended qualifying time. Lead lap cars making their way around Autumn Brooks. After all of that, Summer Henson you saw take the 2nd position. Miles drops back to 3rd, and Benjamin Snyder is now up to the 4th position. McIntyre last time by 2 seconds over Summer Henson, but Henson was quicker that lap. Henson ran a 14.828 to Levi McIntyre's 878, I should say. And that time by, she was 0.4 of a second quicker, and you can visibly see the gap is closing up. Now pit road here, the infield is basically more, if anything, for drivers to come down if they have a flat tire or if they've got damage from an incident. It's not to come down and make a pit stop during the course of this race. 105 laps, but this is a very short track, so they should be able to make it the entire scheduled distance without coming to pit road. That is the general idea here. So basically, it's a you got what you got situation. Go out there and make it happen, because pit road is not going to break things up. As wow, Summer Henson was all crossed up trying to figure out what lane to take there against Levi McIntyre, and look at the ground she lost as a consequence. It was really wide in one corner, then tried to make up for it by going very low into another corner, completely missed her braking zone. Levi McIntyre is now to the inside of Matt Haas, and he will complete the pass going into 3, so he'll put another lap machine between himself and the rest of the field. Next driver he'd have to deal with would be a fellow Blue Oval. That's Jesse Turner in the 47, who Kyle Matthews just got around moments ago to pick up the 17th spot. And now Turner wide here in 1 and 2. Levi looking to make the pass, and Turner's not going to go away that quietly. Summer Henson now to the inside of fellow Toyota Camry Matt Haas. She will clear him for the spot, and now back on the bumper of the 7-Up Zero Sugar Ford Mustang. Nose to tail from 3rd back to 6th. Miles, Snyder, Lamas, and Deaver. As Snyder, you saw there with a bit of a slip-up, little brake lock-up. Cody Lamas looked to take advantage, and that time he locked up going into 3 and 4. And so Deaver will now put the pressure on him for the 5th position. Leaders now having to deal with traffic. I believe the top 6 or 7 have now got themselves intermingled with lap machines. McIntyre and Henson dispersing of both Matt Haas and Jesse Turner. Now it'll be Charles Sanford that Levi will try and get to the inside of. Summer Henson will look to stick her foot into the door. The opening presented there by the race leader McIntyre, and she will successfully do so. It's going to get to this point now where there is not going to be any space for somebody to be able to try and reel somebody in. In the case of Summer Henson, she's going to have to stay in touch with Levi McIntyre, and you saw right there she almost got taken 3 wide by lap cars after completely overdriving that last couple of corners. But when we were on board with Levi McIntyre with Benjamin Miles, the first time there, catching lap traffic, let's listen on board with Levi McIntyre as to how much he's having to pedal it around, racing in the middle of the drivers at the tail end of the pack. A lot of things new here this season for the Duracell Cup Series, most notably the race cars with the rear wing on the back, the spoiler, to give some added downforce for this season. But another thing that we really haven't done a lot of talking about that we really should is these drivers have an entirely different gearbox. In the past, they've been able to go from 1st to 4th gear, and now they have a 5th and 6th gear available to them. And as we were on board with Levi there, those few laps, he's running the entirety of the track in 4th gear, except for when he gets up to the entrance of turn 3. There's a slight upshift to 5th, and then immediately through the center of 3 and 4 back to 4th gear again. But we will be seeing drivers utilizing all 6 gears during the course of this season. It's going to make things interesting in terms of passability. And I think the biggest place where we're going to see it play a factor is when we go to the road courses. And we got a couple of new road courses on the schedule this season. Circuit of the Americas, as well as Road America. It's going to be interesting to see how drivers do at those racetracks. Earlier on this year, as we got a car in the wall right there in front of the leaders, that's Quentin Moore. He's going to stack them all up there. Levi does a good job getting through there. 3 wide, creating a wall for 2nd place, Summer Henson. Did you see Nick Gunther actually right there went a lap down? In the 55, the defending Clash winner. We saw him working his way forward, but has since kind of started falling back, and now is -1. Gunther all the way back to 15th, scoring has him right now. But going back to the 6 gears these drivers have, it is going to be a lot of fun to see how that plays out at road courses. And how about next week at Daytona? 6th gear means we're probably going to see drivers in the pack reaching upwards of 215, 220, maybe 225 miles per hour. It's going to be probably one of the fastest Daytona 500s we've had in Duracell Next Gen Cup Series history. Well, Levi McIntyre is checked out, and he's got a lot of traffic separating him from 2nd place, which is looking like it's about to close up here. Benjamin Miles and Benjamin Snyder have been able to reel in the 78 of Summer Henson, who, again, like we said, has not had any prior experience, whether it be in the Duracell Next Gen Cup Series or any series on this channel. We've talked about the fact that, rookie Eric Monaco is the defending Duracell Light Series champion. Eric Sadler, who's a rookie, was in the Skittles Super Speedway Series. So, we've got rookies that have had prior experience here on the channel, but Summer Henson has had none, and she's getting a taste of what it's like for a very fast race car to have to deal with traffic at a very narrow venue like the LA Coliseum. Benjamin Miles jumping to her outside, trying to take the 2nd spot. Not going to be able to do it. Snyder right there. Cole Deaver right now holding down the 5th position. If you look a couple cars back there, James Qualls and RJ Bishop are starting to reel him in. So 98 of RJ Bishop looking good here tonight. RJ started this race from 16th and is up inside of the top 10. So that's 9 spots he picked up since the drop of the green flag. And trying to make his way up into the top 5. More than likely, that's about the best he would be able to do, I think, is get up to Cole Deaver. Unless something happens. I tempted fate. I was going to say, unless a caution comes out and bunches these drivers up. And you saw the lights on there around this facility. First caution of the evening comes out. Just around 40 laps to go, or 30 laps to go. And Levi McIntyre is going to have some traffic behind him to his inside, and it's going to allow now second place Summer Henson to be right on his back bumper. What exactly went down, you say? Well, let's see if we can find out. Put it to the point of where the pace truck was at. And see if we could figure out who it was that was in trouble. Might have been the Daniel Voiles machine, the 26. We'll focus our camera on him just to be certain. Oh yeah. He was able to continue on, but this is what happens to the Oreo Ford Mustang. Wide through 3 and 4. Just clips the outside wall there. It comes to a stop, so it's considered on the racing surface. Caution flies. Voiles is able to continue there, but caution waves nonetheless. Daniel Voiles actually hit pit road and has officially retired from this race. Levi McIntyre ready to get us back underway. Having some issues here with our replay screen, so apologies for that. Hopefully we'll get that sorted out by the time we get to Daytona next week. This weekend has been all about testing things here at the LA Coliseum. Going to be 25 laps to go when they come around here, and you see Nick Gunther to the inside of Levi McIntyre. Now that is not for position. The lap cars are allowed to line up on the inside line here of the lead lap cars, so Gunther will get his lap back if he can clear the 99. Summer Henson has to deal with Kyle Matthews, who's the first lead lap car that got to the inside. It looked like it might have been the 3 of Cole Deaver. Yes, it was. He's now going to go by Benjamin Snyder for third, and he is going to now hope that the leaders get stuck on that outside line a little bit longer. Henson still is trapped up there. Look at Deaver 3 wide with Jesse Turner and Quentin Moore. He is on a mission right now. Levi McIntyre, however, has gotten himself cleared down to the inside single file now behind Nick Gunther. So Deaver will maybe be able to get to Henson for second, but there's not a whole lot of laps left, so I don't know if he'd be able to get up there to McIntyre for this race win unless we were to get another yellow flag. As mentioned, Daniel Voiles out of the race. He's the only driver that is retired at this point in time. 19 drivers still running, 13 of them on the lead lap. Nick Gunther, the last of those, as he is just barely on the tail end of the lead lap, right in front of the leader, Levi McIntyre. Levi coming off of a great season last year, 2 trips to victory lane. Unfortunately for him, though, his win during the regular season, he wasn't high enough in the points for a wild card spot. Just barely missed out on the final wild card spot, in fact. Got a victory during the playoffs at Arizona Speedway, which would have propelled him, I believe, into the round of 8. But nonetheless, 2 victories last year. 4 top 5s and 11 top 10s. And looking to kick the season off strong here in Season 8 with a win at the LA Coliseum, but Summer Henson is back on his bumper again. Cole Deaver has been making quick work of the lap traffic. Next driver he has to deal with before he gets up there to Henson would be his teammate Kyle Matthews. I don't think Matthews is going to put up that much of a fight, so he'd love to see an S3 Motorsports win here tonight. laps continue to tick away, and we are getting close to 10 laps to go. Going to be 15 to go, actually, this next time by. As Levi's going to catch more traffic. Autumn Brooks, Eric Sadler up there. Sadler's on the tail end of the lead lap. Brooks is already a lap down in the 19th position. And Levi's going to try around the outside of Nick Gunther. Opens up the door for Summer Henson to try and take a look. Messed up that corner, did McIntyre. Henson to the bottom. Going to be a drag race between these two down into 3. Can Levi hold off the rookie? And if these two continue to battle, can Cole Deaver get up there and make it a 3-way fight for the top spot? Henson to the point. McIntyre for the crossover. Couldn't get the power down off of 2. Now he's got to hope that Henson deals with the traffic and has a problem. Summer Henson trying to close in on 10 laps to go. That time she messed up the corner. McIntyre way down low. I'm not sure why he went that low off the corner. Couldn't get back to the throttle. Lost some ground. Oh man, they are stacked up in front of these leaders though. Autumn Brooks a little squirrely as she was trying to get around the 82 of Chris Dollerton. McIntyre continuing to try and make a move there on Summer Henson, and Deaver has gotten clear of Kyle Matthews. Now he's in the hunt. 3-way battle for this victory. McIntyre, Henson, and Deaver with now less than 10 to go. Who's going to get that first checkered flag of the season? Who's going to get the first checkered flag in the Cup Series at LA Coliseum? McIntyre back to the bottom. He'll clear back for the race lead. Now Deaver will look for second on the 78. McIntyre now will get to the inside of Autumn Brooks. He'd love to put a lap machine between himself and second place. Ooh, Autumn into the back of McIntyre there. As now Henson tries to get to the inside of Autumn Brooks. Now she'll be able to do so, but laps are ticking away. Time is running out. McIntyre hits the stripe for 7 laps to go. Henson clear of Brooks. Deaver looking to do the same. Bit of clear racetrack in front of McIntyre here. A few car lengths before he gets up to Nick Gunther. So now it's all about hitting his marks for Henson and Deaver. They've got very little time to get there. They need the 99 to make a mistake. This time by, flagman will show 5 fingers, 5 laps to go for McIntyre. Deaver's faded back. Henson still got a shot as she closes in. Levi just ran his fastest lap of the race. No shocker there. He wants to see that white flag is what McIntyre wants to see. Well, Gunther had to check up for Dollerton ahead. McIntyre jumps to the outside. That opens up the door down low for Summer Henson to go for the top spot. At the stripe that time, 3 laps to go. Henson to the bottom. McIntyre stuck on the top. Which lane advances? McIntyre runs wide. He might look for the crossover here as Henson's clear for the spot. Here comes Deaver for second. Henson to the point. 1.5 to go. Deaver can't make the move on McIntyre for second. They're side by side. Henson with the top spot and about 2.5 car lengths in tow. White flag in the air. 1 lap left to run here at the LA Coliseum. Henson in her first career start. No prior experience under the NCAA banner. Is going to come out of turn number 4. And Summer Henson has won the Clash at the LA Coliseum. She won her heat race earlier on tonight, qualified in the 4th position. Led only 7 laps this evening. Lap traffic seemed to be an Achilles heel for her tonight, but she was able to overcome it. And Summer Henson, the rookie out of Auto Junction Racing, replacing the veteran Ryan Butcher, makes a statement here tonight, as she is the first ever winner at the LA Coliseum's Clash in the Duracell Next Gen Cup Series. How about that? Besting some wily veterans like Levi McIntyre and Cole Deaver, picking her moments. Yes, there were some mistakes along the way, but when it mattered the most, she was able to capitalize and ultimately claim the victory here this evening. You think that's going to turn a lot of heads this season? I think it might. Kind of puts me in mind of one Casey Hoyt last year, a driver that we had no prior experience about. What did he do? He went out, won Rookie of the Year honors, 3 victories during the course of the season, and was in the Final Four for the championship at Michigan, finishing 2nd in overall points. So Semmer Henson had some big shoes to fill with the veteran, multi-time winner Ryan Butcher stepping out of the 78 at Auto Junction Racing, and she has definitely made her home there, it seems, as she's going to take the victory. Levi McIntyre brings it home in 2nd. Great run for Cole Deaver in 3rd. RJ Bishop brings it home with a solid top 5 in 4th. And Benjamin Miles, who started on the pole, ran top 5 all night long, will get 5th place. Nathan Ormond was 6th. 7th for Benjamin Snyder. 8th for Caleb Fogler, who started shotgun on the field. Eric Sadler and Cody Lamas completed the top 10. James Qualls, Chris Dullerton, and Nick Gunther were the last drivers to finish on the lead lap. Matt Haas, Charles Sanford, Jesse Turner, Kyle Matthews, Quentin Moore all finished a lap down. Autumn Brooks was 2 laps down, and looks like Daniel Voiles was the only driver that actually didn't officially make it to the finish. You see retired after a few of these drivers like Henson, Deaver, and Brooks. That's because they came to pit road and parked before the standings were official, but they actually finished this race under power. Voiles was the only one who did not after he got into the wall there for the entrance into the racetrack from the main street. And he was the only driver who did not reach the conclusion. That was our only caution of the night as well. Well, that does it here from the LA Coliseum. Our heat qualifiers, our qualifying heats, and our main event are in the books. Semmer Henson has made history, becoming the first driver to claim a checkered flag in the clash at the Coliseum. We'll see if we come back here next year, if we have another short track that we go to in Season 9, who knows? But all I know now is everybody's focus turns from the West Coast to the East Coast, because we pack it up. We head to the World Center of Racing. We are at Daytona International Speedway as we get ready for qualifying for our season openers. The points now will be on the line. Playoff position could potentially be on the line. This is where the real work begins. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's race here from the LA Coliseum, though. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and become part of the crew today. We showed you your finishing results. There's no points, so we won't show you any point standings. All we'll say is we will see you guys next week. Saturday, join us. We've got lights qualifying. We've got Cup qualifying for the 500. Saturday night, it's the first official race of the season for Season 2 of the Duracell Ultra Light Series. And then Sunday, it's the 8th running of the NCAA Duracell Next Gen Cup Series Great American Race, Daytona 500. You're not going to want to miss it. But I've been Seth Cole. You've been watching another broadcast, courtesy of NCAA TV, Offline Racing at its best. We'll see you guys next week at Daytona.
The following has been a presentation of NNSCRA TV for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of the NNSCRA is prohibited. NNSCRA would like to thank all of our loyal fans, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.